to gear up for the weekend and Team Boxing League Week 2. You take a look at Hotlanta, the home of the Atlanta Attack, and inside the Center Stage Theater, where the Atlanta Attack will host the Nashville Smash as we launch TBL Week 2. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Dave Bontempo. So glad that you're with us. Last week, we saw half the teams in the TBL. This week, you'll see the other half, and at the end of it, you'll say, this is who I think the best is. I know who I think the best is. I am delighted to be back with my forever buddy and Hall of Famer Al Bernstein. We've been doing this for more than 40 years. It is always a reunion. Welcome to the TBL broadcast team.
I couldn't be happier to be here. First, to have a reunion with you, which is great, and also to be a part of this telecast. You know, I've been a fan of the Team Boxing League for 3 seasons, and now here we are in the 4th season. I get to be a part of it. A truly unique and innovative concept, but one that really keeps the essence of boxing that fans like.
It's a beautiful evolution for all those fans through the years to see what boxing would become. And we've got a couple good aspiring young teams here.
We really do. You know, Atlanta, the Atlanta Attack, are a team that made the playoffs last year, but they aspire to better things this year. And for Nashville, didn't make the playoffs, but they have a big infusion of new talent coming in. And let's look at some of the key players involved in these teams, the key boxers. First of all, Jasir Riley, amateur champion, a terrific fighter, 4-0 as a pro. Then Keel Waldron, also a national champion as an amateur. He's undefeated as a pro. And D'Angelo Leachman, who was a heavyweight but is now a cruiserweight for this season. And what about the Atlanta Attack? They have Traquan Pettis, 7-1 in TBL. He's maybe going to have a terrific season this year. One of the best women in the Team Boxing League, Ariel Davis, and Javon Davis, a veteran of the TBL, and they think he too could have a breakout season.
All right, so very unique situation here. We've got the launch rounds, the middle rounds, the money rounds, 8 rounds each, and the money rounds is where the coaching comes in. It's exciting. We'll talk about that more. Speaking of the launch rounds to get us started, anything got your attention?
Yeah, I think number 5 on the docket is going to be a good one, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so we'll be coming back to tell you a lot more about that as Team Boxing League gets underway for the weekend. It is the Nashville Smash going in against the Atlanta Attack. Action coming straight ahead. TBL Week 2, the fighters are coming in. We will meet them soon.
Ready? 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. 1 minute. Back.
We are close to getting started. Team Boxing League is brought to you by Balance of Nature. In boxing, consistency beats intensity. Balance of Nature supplements help you stay consistent with ingredients of whole foods you can easily slot into your daily routine. Go to balanceofnature.com, use code TEAM, all capitals, and start today. Well, we're getting ready to meet the fighters, and here is ring announcer Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to center stage here in Atlanta, Georgia, for tonight's Season 4, Week 2 matchup of Team Boxing League between the Nashville Smash and the Atlanta Attack. Tonight's event is sponsored by the Team Boxing League app, available on Apple TV 4K, Roku, and Amazon Fire TV, as well as iPhone and Android devices. Don't miss a second of TBL, Team Boxing League action. Also, Climax Moonshine, Fire number 32, known to bring the heat. Balance of Nature, our finals fuel with clean carbs and real ingredients, and now you can too. Grab their new guiltless snacks and get 35% off right now with the team code TEAM at balanceofnature.com and Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and self-discovery. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the visiting Nashville Smash.
All right, so this is part of the beauty of the Team Boxing League, the concept that you enter together, you train together, travel together, and it's one of the most unique sights in this sport.
It really is, and the idea that everybody's there rooting for their teammates, sitting ringside, completely different than other parts of boxing, and it's fun to watch.
Especially when there's something exciting that happens, a sudden victory, a turn of fortune, and the whole group gets up and they get motivated, and you do well the next fight oftentimes.
Everybody invested in the action, and there is always something interesting that goes on during the course of the evening with team boxing. The ebbs and flows of the score and what all the fighters are doing in the ring.
One of the most unique things in the sport.
And the Nashville team we're looking at right now, a team that has high hopes this season. They think they're a playoff team, and with all the new talent that they have, they're hoping it's going to carry them to the playoffs and beyond.
We'll start off with featherweight Jennifer Savage Klesish. Former Golden Gloves champion and ABO champion lightweight Dakota, the General Amy. Two-time Indiana State Golden Gloves champion featherweight bare knuckle Brooke Evans. Former National Golden Gloves champion and Olympic trialist welterweight Jazira Riley. Current ABF and UBO champion super welterweight Harold the Predator Jackson. Three-time regional Golden Gloves champion middleweight Isaiah Elrod. Super middleweight Juan Just Business Barajas. Four-time Arkansas State champion heavyweight Jamal Knockout Woods. Super lightweight Jenny the Evil Princess Smith. Three-time national champion and Olympic trialist welterweight Kaeo Walden. Light heavyweight Ramon Big Shot Baxter. 5 times Golden Glove State champion and 3-time national champion cruiserweight D'Angelo the Memphis Madman Leachman. And 2-time Massachusetts State and Regional Golden Gloves champion heavyweight Stefan the Rottweiler Moss. And the head coach of the Nashville Smash is renowned head coach Fred Dulay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome their opponents, your hometown Atlanta Attack.
The Atlanta Attack, coached by Sam Arnold. Team that took the league by storm in the middle last year after a slow start. Had a big winning streak.
And one of the big weeks for them, one of the big wins was over the Nashville Smash that helped them.
Remember I was in the project wall, couldn't even get along.
So a lot of teams in this league be able to put together 3 and 4 week packets where you said, boy, if the playoffs were right now, this team would be dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
And then some teams hit a wall, but when you talk to them then, they remember those hot streaks. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody in the YouTube chat room so far, giving high marks to the Nashville trunks and the uniforms. So they're getting appearance marks.
There you go.
We have featherweight Alyssa A.B. Bolts. Lightweight Traquan Superman Pettis. Former California State Golden Gloves and national champion featherweight The Storm, Kaylee Ann Knight. Welterweight Morgan Millions Griggy. U.S. Army veteran, super welterweight, Amin Fast Eddie Mitchell. Former Golden Gloves champion, middleweight, Edwin Rifle Romero. Super middleweight, Keandre Dre Leatherwood. Former 2-time national champion, Texas State champion, and WBC Continental USA champion, heavyweight Samuel Mr. Red Clarkson. Lightweight Desmond X Lyons. Super lightweight Ariella Davis. Welterweight Javon Wolf Davis. Multi-time USA national champion and former Team USA member light heavyweight Moni Great Powell. Cruiserweight Dominique Ironman Smith. And heavyweight it is Devon Big Dev Young. And the head coach of your Atlanta Attack is esteemed trainer, Mr. Sam Arnold. And our fight fans here at Center Stage in Atlanta, we ask that you all please rise, if you are able to, for the singing of our national anthem being performed tonight by renowned singer, Ayanna Scroggins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose brush stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh,
Ayana Scroggins with the singing of our national anthem. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to begin this matchup between the Nashville Smash and the Atlanta Attack. We will begin with the launch rounds. Coming up, round number 1 will be contested in the featherweight division. For the Atlanta Attack, it'll be Alyssa Bolts matching up against Nashville's Jennifer Clashes.
All right, we're set to go. TBL Bellas on hand to entertain all night. One of the unique new wrinkles in the league. You know, Alyssa Bolts has a unique story, as she has 40 amateur fights, and she came to Atlanta to run a marathon. And after she ran the marathon, she ended up in a sport where you have to sprint.
Yeah, that's for sure. Her goal is to do a marathon in every one of the 50 states. She's a tall boxer with a good jab who wants to keep the fight at distance. And for Jennifer Classes, she's going to want to probably get on the inside and be more aggressive. She's making her debut in the team boxing league.
See a lot of enthusiasm, adrenaline for Clausius. I find it very interesting, Al, how quickly these fighters have to adjust from whatever comfort zone they've had in the past to get like speed and yet discipline.
Yeah, they have to speed up the pace to get something done in 3 minutes, but they have to do it in a careful way so that they don't have a problem. Good straight left hand about Clausius. And Bolts has faced a couple lefties in team boxing where she has been vulnerable to that straight left.
She's on the outside trying to get the jab going, and you can see how wide her shots are, and give an opportunity for Clausius.
Clausius has been involved in some brawls in the bare knuckles boxing. She's had some real brawls, so she knows what it's like to get in there and do a lot of damage. So far in this round, as we're halfway through, she hasn't been able to quite get in there to land a lot of her power punches. Though the left, we just saw it, has been a factor.
Yeah, she gets down low and she is able to score with it again.
Bolts has very good amateur experience, over 40 amateur fights, and that's part of why her style is such a good stand-up style.
It looks like they went to the 2-minute rounds of classic female boxing, the traditional. These are 3-minute rounds for the women, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that was kind of odd. Well, during the 2 minutes that we did get to see, it was Bolts trying to use the jab to keep Clausius on the outside, and Clausius trying to get on the inside. There's the straight left that we referenced a number of times in that round, and for Clausius it was effective.
First round, 1 more minute remaining. Let's cheer on both fighters.
Yeah, well, as we made the point that the old way of doing it, and the way it is throughout traditional boxing, is 2 minutes. Team Combat League, last year Team Boxing League now, introduced 3-minute rounds. First time in the sport. And in this case, they went back to, not everybody got the memo tonight.
Yeah, after a brief intermission, and we're happy because this bout is really heating up. Both women now landing some really, really good shots.
And they're bolstered by the mini break in there, and they came out firing.
Yes.
Some good left hands here by Clausius, and they've had a little pop on them.
And showing some head movement as well as she comes in, so that's important as well. And Bolts always with the jab and the straight right, which she landed there.
So you'll have some style points for Bolts, and you might have some power points for Clausius, and the judges will factor all that in.
And it's intriguing that because of that inadvertent moment of stoppage, that both women had to kind of, you know, re-gear themselves after that to get back into boxing, not really knowing at the beginning, oh, are we going to fight another minute or are we not? So
yeah, all of a sudden you're back on the hot seat, and then it's basically you're involved in a 1-minute round because you've had the rest,
which is even more brief. And of course, women here love the fact that they can do 3-minute rounds on the team boxing league, which most women do want to do in all of boxing.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of round 1 via split decision from the Atlanta Attack, Alyssa Bolts.
Well, we talked about the different factors involved. The judges had to weigh, and it was a split. That went for
will
Bolts.
be contested in the lightweight division. It is brought to you by Climax Moonshine, buyer number 32.
These women were happy they got their 3rd minute.
Yeah, they wanted to, and you know, apparently Bolts was able to make the most of the entire 3 minutes.
That's a Traquan Pettis and Dakota Agme. One nothing in favor of Atlanta.
Traquan Pettis, you know, a good veteran fighter who is 7-2 in team boxing league action, 7-1 in his other pro activity, and taking on a man who got here because he was picked by the coach of Nashville after the combine, in which people tried out for the team boxing league.
It was the first of its kind.
Yes.
It happened in January in Atlantic City. I went there, I saw the coaches, new talent, new innovations and products that they will be rolling out.
And boy, they came to box tonight, and they came to fight. Amy undefeated as a pro overall in boxing, and this is first team boxing league match. And boy, Pettis welcomed him in spades with a lot of offense.
Good, hard, solid right hands by Pettis, and he's loading up. He sees the angle here, and he senses the advantage. You can tell the adrenaline running through when he feels he's at the advantage, and Amy not able to offer much back, and these right-hand leads against the southpaw, good for Pettis.
I mentioned in the open that Pettis is a fighter they think is going to have an even better year than he did last year in team boxing, and he's doing everything. Great body shots, good combinations, nothing he hasn't done here in round number 1 so far. And for Dakota Amy, you know, a very tough beginning. He's hoping he can pull things out here at the end. It's going to take a lot.
Well, you know, you get beat to the power shots, and you don't quite land. The guy's not there. He's a good boxer and defensive fighter, and you have to do all this on the fly. Amy, a Midwest welterweight champion, trying to step it up and get to this circuit here.
He fought in February, his last pro fight, and he won that one. But now here he's back in action now. Stan lands a really good straight left hand, Amy. So he's starting to get his legs under him a little bit in this round, but it might be a little too late.
Nonetheless, that little exchange is something that he will take with him.
Yes.
You know, maybe you don't get the nod in your first fight, but you did something, found something at the end. So they'll tap it up, and the judges will render their verdict.
that was just a superb round for Pettis. The straight right hand was there regularly, and his combination work. And here he's probably going to go to the body, I think. Yeah, that's where he went downstairs when he had Amy against the ropes. Continually used the left hook, and the hand speed difference was very, very big. And Amy could just never catch up in that round after a very difficult beginning, even though he had a few good moments toward the end of the round. And there's the straight left hand, which we did point out he landed occasionally.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 2 by unanimous decision from the Atlanta Attack, Traquan Pettis. Your score, Atlanta 2, Nashville 0.
Great start for the Attack.
And as this evening wears on, we might look back at that first very close fight between with Bolts getting the nod, and could be an interesting factor.
Will that weigh in?
Round 3 in the featherweight division for Atlanta, Kellyanne Knight. For Nashville, Brooke Evans.
Brooke Evans is a personal triumph story, as she had been in prison once. The guy who ran the program kind of chided her, said, come on, let's go, you know, you've got some leadership ability. She did. She got up out of jail, turned herself around, debuted in bare knuckles last November, was the fight of the night. And this is the type of spirit that she brings now to the Team Boxing League as she continues the upward personal ascent. Yeah,
at age 38, she started late in this sport. She said, I'm an example, though, that you always should try to reach for your dream, and that's what she's doing in her debut tonight against Kellyanne Knight, who's also making her Team Boxing debut.
A lot of great stories around the TBL, where you've got Olympic type fighters who want an outlet, somebody trying to come up and find a place to launch a platform. A lot of open opportunities for people.
And in this one, Evans, who is the single mom of a 15-year-old, dogged determination. She's showing that here in round 1. Kellyanne Knight's been a little bit on the defense in this first round, as Evans has been more aggressive. Which, when you look at her in those bare knuckles fight, you could see that from her.
Yeah, she really brought it in that bare knuckles fight. And then you come over to here, we have people from all types of different disciplines. Yeah. Remind me of the scoring. You win by decision, 1 point. Knockdown, bonus point. 2 knockdowns, 2 bonus points. A knockout is a 4-point win for your team. And we have seen that implemented with emphasis the first week of the season. 3 titanic knockouts, turning events around last weekend.
Yeah, that's a big factor. And the way things are going here for Brooke Evans, she looks like she might be turning things around a little bit for Nashville on the scorecard. Not to presume how the judges are seeing this, but it really looks like she's been more aggressive than Kellyanne Knight in this match.
She's been precise. She's had some pretty good head movement. Hasn't been tagged. Very technically sound. She kind of channeled that aggression pretty well.
Yeah. And Knight hasn't fought a bad round. It's just, I don't know if she's done enough.
So, based on that, we might suspect that Nashville got on the board. We'll find out.
And here's a good right hand by Knight, actually, that got in there. And Brooke Evans was, you know, doing a lot of attacking herself, and you see the right hands for both women really getting there.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of round of 3 by unanimous decision from the Atlanta Attack, Kaylee and Knight.
So the judges like Kaylee and Knight in this one, and she had
Your
good
score,
moments.
Atlanta 3, Nashville 0.
Nashville, that may sting a little because that was a good effort by their fighters. So now they're down 3-0.
Round 4 is brought to you by Balance of Nature. Our fighters fuel with clean carbs and real ingredients, and now you can too. Grab their new Guiltless snacks and get 35% off right now with code TEAM at balanceofnature.com. Round 4 at welterweight, Morgan Griggy for Atlanta, Jazir Riley for Nashville.
All right, this is our round to watch. Al pointed out at the top the credentials of Riley, and good matchup all the way through.
Yeah, Riley is a fighter who is 4-0 as a professional, and all 4 of those wins have come in first-round knockouts, which bodes well for this, although it doesn't always translate, as you well know, from regular pro boxing to the team boxing league.
But when you're lining yourself up, and you've been doing that on a pro, you have to salivate when you look at this type of format and say that this fits me.
Yeah, and Griggy is 1-1 in the team boxing league. He's 8-1 in his other pro career outside of team boxing, and he has 5 KOs, so he's a puncher to watch as well. And the tall left-handed style of Riley, not that easy to deal with.
No, really, maybe the best reach advantage we've seen so far tonight. That seems so tough, too. Not only do you have to pick up the pace in 1 minute, but, oh, by the way, you have to get inside a major reach disadvantage to try that, too.
Yeah, that's always a big issue in this competition, and you've covered it and seen it for several seasons. You have to do that in such a rapid amount of time. There's Griggy throwing a straight right hand, which, of course, he wants to get in this fight. So far, we're a little over halfway through this round. Riley hasn't been able to unload a major power shot. He's landed some good shots. And Griggy's starting to get a little bit of momentum with the right hand.
There you go, trying to figure out that lefty and poured into the offense and get a couple of good shots. Try to build up momentum, and this is one where momentum, stylistically, it's hard to build, so every punch has to count. Every opportunity has to count a lot.
Riley trying to land the uppercut. He has a very good uppercut, also has a good right hook, and there the uppercut got in against Griggy as he lunged in with the right hand.
Some good work by the smaller fighter again at the end of the round. And then the question will be, was it enough?
Well, Jazir Riley has gone to the first round for the very first time, or through to the second round, or past the first round, I should say. And there's the highlights in this battle. And the right hand of Griggy was a weapon in this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 4 by unanimous decision from Nashville, Jazir Riley.
So Riley
Your
puts
score, Atlanta
Nashville
3, Nashville
on
1.
the board. Atlanta gets the big start. Nashville jumps in there and makes it 3-1. Stay with us. We'll be back with more right after this.
and gentlemen, the winner of round 5 via unanimous decision from Atlanta, Alina Mitchell. Round 6 is brought to you by Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and self-discovery. Our next round will be in the middleweight division from Atlanta, Edwin Romero. We'll score off against Nashville's Isaiah Elrod. Fight fans, the winner of round 6 by unanimous decision from Nashville, Isaiah Elrod. Your score, Atlanta 4, Nashville 2. Round 7 in the super middleweight division from Atlanta. Keandre Leatherwood will be opposed by Nashville's Juan Barajas. The winner of round 7 via unanimous decision from Atlanta, Keandre Leatherwood. Our final launch round in the heavyweight division.
Well, it is 6-2 Atlanta over Nashville after the launch rounds have been complete. And what some of our friends are saying on the live chat has been true. A couple of very close decisions going the way of Atlanta, and that has been a difference maker. A couple of them very tight, but overall a lot of good boxing by this Atlanta team.
There was a lot of good boxing, and Atlanta, you know, demonstrated that they are still a playoff-looking type team for sure.
Up and down the lineup, they were pretty strong, and they would get off to a good start. Let's take a look at our best highlight. Round 3, and this was one where Nashville almost got on the board, and it was a good matchup between Brooke Evans and Kaylee Knight.
Yeah, and Kaylee Knight had some good aggressive moments in what was a very close round. Evans did her offensive work as well. This is one of a couple fights that could have gone either way, a couple of rounds that could have gone either way, but it went the attack's way, and you can't really argue with the decision, and approval from the Atlanta attack on the bench.
Yeah, you get to see something special in the team boxing league, and they knew that was a close one. Oh, we got it good, because that is key. You go back and you look at these things, and when you win a couple of points, usually a couple of big ones in there made a big difference.
Yeah, very close ones that went their way that really helped them a lot in this competition so far.
Got to have it. Well, the middle rounds are coming up. We've seen the launch rounds into the middle rounds. What's your favorite look that we're going to take a look at in the middle? We've got the middle rounds,
you know, I think the Javon Davis Keel Walden fight is going to be a good one, because Walden is a very talented amateur left-handed fighter who is extremely good, and Javon Davis, a veteran of the Team Boxing League, who's 28-9 in team boxing. So I think that one, to me, in round 12 could be a good matchup.
All right, we'll keep our eye on that, and we will now get back to the ring and get the middle round started.
We now begin the middle rounds. Round 9 is brought to you by the Team of Boxing League app, available on Apple TV, 4K, Roku, and Amazon Fire TV, as well as iPhone and Android devices. Don't miss a second of TBL, Team Boxing League action. At featherweight for Atlanta, Kaylee Knight. She'll meet Nashville's Brooke Evans.
All right, round 9, Dave Bontempo and Al Bernstein with you as it is 6-2 for Atlanta, and this is a rematch of one of the best fights in the opening round segment. We were just talking about it.
Yeah, this should be an excellent rematch for them. They learned some things about each other in that first fight, and that first round that they contested. It was close. And Kaylee Knight coming out here pushing forward against Brooke Evans, which she did early in that previous round as well.
You know, we always talk about the adjustments when you fight a second time in one night. If you've lost a split decision, something you thought you won, I guess the big question is, how much do you adjust?
Yeah, and how aggressive do you be early to try and make something happen without getting hit? And that's the issue for Brooke Evans, the 38-year-old who made her debut with team boxing tonight.
Let's take a closer look at Brooke Evans. We talked about her getting the fight of the night in that bare knuckles. Very dedicated advocate for her recovery, and she's been an inspiration. She talked the talk and walked the walk.
She did, and you know, when you watch her in that and even see her here, she's clearly trying to improve her technique in the boxing end a lot, and has succeeded to a great extent. Now, early in this round, Kaylee Knight very aggressive, but like the other round, here comes Evans coming back a little bit with some good offense as well.
So the adjustment for her may not be, well, that's a good right hand. It may not be, well, I'll do something tactically different. It might just be, I'll be more aggressive in general.
Yeah, precisely. And we saw that straight right hand get in for Evans, and she's now pressing the attack against Knight. And she didn't do that the whole time in the last round, but Now, this is setting up as another close one because the early work by Knight being offset a little bit now by Evans.
And we got a close-up of Knight's face after that right hand got in. And you wonder if Evans took that as a translation of, I've got a chance here to really change this and go after, because something registered with her.
Yeah, that helped her. You know, Knight, who fought as outside of the TBL in her first pro fight back in December, not that long ago, and here she is now in the Team Boxing League, making her debut as well.
It was a good scrap the first time, and it's a good scrap back. They have been at each other. No dead time. They've got the TBL mantra down.
Yeah, both women have been active. They've been trying to get their offense, and it's been a round of 3 parts. First one for Knight, middle part for Evans, and the third kind of close.
And the first one was a split decision, so what do you like?
And any part of this round, you could see some really good action. Evans with the right hand downstairs. She also landed a number of them upstairs, and Kellyanne Knight did some good countering as well in that round.
That was the best individual punch of the fight. You have to hope that everybody saw it if you're Brooke Evans. All right, 2 good rounds put up by these women. Knight got the first one.
Team Boxing League fans, the winner of round 9 by split decision from Nashville,
And Brooke Evans evens it up.
Your score, Atlanta 6, Nashville 3.
Some kind of a poetic justice in that. They both fought so
Our next
hard,
round is
so
brought
well
to you by
twice.
Climax Moonshine, fire number 32, known to bring the heat. And lightweight for Atlanta, Desmond Lyons. He'll meet Nashville's Dakota Amy.
All right, so Lyons and Amy. Amy losing earlier to Traquan Pettis. Close. Desmond Lyons 11-3, fighter since 2018. Nice win over Julio Gomez a little while back.
Yeah, Dakota Amy is hoping, trying to be, and he's coming out quicker here in round 1 than he did in the first one, and it cost him.
Yes, we have our first knockdown of the contest. So he gambled, and the dice came up snake eyes. He had the good idea, but he paid for it.
And Desmond Lyons, who's making his debut in team boxing, gets off to a very good start.
We talked about the power aspect of it, and really coming to fruition in this fight. And you need something first. You need somebody to gamble. In this case, it was a gamble that lost, but you needed to have that.
And of course, a reminder, there's a point for that. In addition to however this decision goes, that will go to the Atlanta team.
So if the Atlanta team can win, normally, if they add the point, you get a 2-point victory.
Amy's still coming forward, but boy, another check left hook could be waiting for him from Lyons, like the one that sent him down. We're only halfway through this round.
It's still a lot of time. But not much time to recover from a knockdown.
Yeah, Amy's gonna have to do some good work or create a knockdown himself to try and even this up a bit.
You think of how big that is. If it's a longer fight, is a knockdown in the first round, you have a lot of time to work with to try and smooth that out and get it back. But here you've only got a minute.
You know, Lyons is beyond the TBL and as a pro beat Diego Dominguez, who's a very fine team boxing league fighter as well. So he's got to win against someone that demonstrates he can beat the good fighters from the team boxing league. And boy, he's having himself, Lyons, quite a debut in the TBL.
Something about scoring a knockdown makes it feel like it might be your night, and but when he's coming forward, he's not being reckless. That's the good thing for him here.
And putting his hands together very well. And Amy's still showing a lot of grit here and still coming forward, because he took some punishment in the first fight tonight as well.
Good right hand to punctuate it at the end by Desmond Lyons. Could be a signature win here for Atlanta.
Yeah, and Lyons, this was an important moment. This left hook as Amy was coming in that sent him down and created an extra point for Lyons and the attack. And it was just a picture-perfect left hook.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner from Atlanta, Desmond Lyons. With the knockdowns, that is a 3-point round in favor of the Atlanta attack.
I don't know if there was a second time he went down, but I didn't know it was a knockdown.
That one slipped that time.
Nashville 3.
Right, so it's 9-3 now for Atlanta. So now it's signature exclamation point.
Round 11 at super lightweight. It'll be Atlanta's Ariel Davis matching up against Nashville's Jenny Smith.
Yeah, Ariel Davis, looking forward to seeing her. We suggested this was an important fight. We thought maybe because if Atlanta needed this, which they don't right now, they have a big edge in this fight. Davis comes in a big favorite. She's a 30-year-old who's 21-3 in team boxing. And Jenny Smith, very much a newcomer to boxing. This is her first pro fight, and oh my, she's in trouble already.
Yeah, coming in from the kickboxing realm and MMA, and she is dropped, and all of a sudden Atlanta is a train leaving the station. That's 4 points. So all of a sudden, what had been 6-3 is now lopsided. That is the power, and that's why she was somebody you highlighted and featured, because hey, they didn't need it, but she gave them their first 4.
Yeah, she's been a juggernaut in team boxing. Was a 2024 Rookie of the Year candidate, and Ariel Davis is a very, very good boxer. And boy, she has power, and she showed there against Smith. And Smith just very inexperienced.
Well, and that's where it comes to really get you. The defenses, the speed of the contest, and then the ferocity of that right hand so perfectly timed. And that was a textbook bomb.
Gentlemen, your winner by KO victory. 4 points awarded to Atlanta's Ariel Davis.
It was 6-3.
Your score,
about 5
Atlanta
minutes.
12, Nashville 3.
Things have changed dramatically.
And for the fourth fight in a row in TBL, going back to last weekend now, there has been a
Our next round is
definitive
brought
bomb.
to you by champions don't just train hard, they train consistently. Balance of Nature's new guiltless snacks help support energy, recovery, and performance. Go to balanceofnature.com and use code TEAM for 35% off your first order. It'll be at welterweight for Atlanta, Javon Davis. For Nashville, Kyle Waldron.
Our highlighted round to watch. Holden, 37-3 in the amateurs. 2 of those are pro. Manny Pacquiao and Marvin Hagler are his favorites. That's a very good set of examples to follow.
And he won the National Golden Gloves in 2023. Very stylish lefty. And we look forward to this because Javon Davis is a very solid Team Boxing League fighter with 28-9 his record. And he's undefeated as a pro outside of Team Boxing as well, Davis. So it's a very good match here.
Yeah, he reeks quality in and out of TBO.
And this is the debut for Walden. It's 2-0 with both of his wins as a pro have come with first-round knockouts. So he'd love to do that here and see if he could get Nashville back on the right track.
And then in this team concept idea, your teammate just got dropped right in front of you. Now you have to go in. And for Atlanta, now look at us. We've got 7 points in the last 2.
Yeah.
Closer look at Walden. 2-0, 37-3 with that amateur career.
And the football background is fascinating as well. But we talked about his amateur work, very special.
So that's part of what got him here. And then big bomb coming here from Davis.
You know, Walden has been a little bit on his heels in this, in part of this match. We mentioned he's got 2 first-round KOs. He's got that impeccable amateur pedigree, but he has not been able to take control much in this first round. It's been Davis really doing more work.
These are some excellent lead right hands that Davis has been throwing. There's been a lot on them. It's one thing to just throw them, but he is getting mileage from those right hands.
And I think this is another example of experience having something to do with what's going on in this round. The immense Team Boxing League experience and in pro boxing outside of it as well for Davis.
Have to like how he bounces away and then right back into cutting off the ring. It's like almost like a Bernard Hopkins way to do it, like little by little, slice by slice. You don't even know it's being cut off.
Yeah, very good analogy.
All right, so we come to the end of round 12. Nashville hoping they got on the board with this one. Javon Davis has other ideas.
Fight fans, the winner of round 12 by way of split decision from Atlanta, Javon Davis.
So Javon Davis keeps it going for Atlanta, which extends its lead into double digits. Atlanta is on a roll, but we still have the second half of the middle and the money rounds to come. halfway through, Atlanta is conducting a clinic in the middle rounds. This was close just a few minutes ago. They've extended out from 6-3 all the way up to 13-3. Dave Bontempo now.
Ladies and
Bernstein
gentlemen,
with you.
the middle rounds continue here at center stage in Atlanta.
And let's meet
Round
the fighters.
13 will be at super welterweight. For the attack, it is Amin Mitchell. For the smash, Harold Jackson.
All right, so Mitchell and Jackson met earlier. Victory for Mitchell. TBL Bellas signaling the start of the second half of the event.
Can Harold Jackson, the Chicago native, keep this fight in the center of the ring and at a distance? He was pushed against the ropes a lot by Mitchell in their first round tonight, and Mitchell did some great body work and kind of had his way in much of that round.
Exceptional hand speed, and he invested in the body. This time he adds the uppercut off of that left hook. And one reason he's doing all this, his balance has been exquisite.
Yeah, that's for sure. And again, he's being a little busier early in this round. The 33-year-old Mitchell, who has got a lot of experience in the team boxing league.
Well, he is feeling it. Look at the head movement coming out to this side. The uppercut from a unique angle, yes, and we get a standing 8, which counts as a knockdown, and appropriate there.
Yeah, I think his knee might have touched the canvas as well. Boy, when things go bad, they really go bad. They're going for the smash right now.
And Mitchell just teeing off.
He's looking for 4 points now.
And he may get it. He's already got more. And you look at the eyes, he's got a lot of time to work with. Is Mitchell going to get 4 points here? Tough for Jackson. He's got a lot. It's a big ask right now against how well Mitchell is fighting. The referee taking a good look. And you know that he'll be on a short rope. They could stop it now.
Yeah, he's in big, big trouble. And the hand speed of Mitchell and the power just taking control here.
And it just elevates him to have this type of success.
Yeah, he's had a great night tonight on every level. And that looks like it's going to be it.
Well, an appropriate intervention. He said that he would be on a short leash, and that is correct. He should be. And that was an exemplary performance by Amin Mitchell. What a night he's had.
Well, Amin Mitchell showed his power with an overhand right that hurt Harold Jackson, and then he would continue the onslaught throughout the round and score, and using the uppercut on the inside and scoring yet another knockdown. That was the final one of the round, and then after that it would be stopped.
And you get the sense that the teammates are saying after that
Ladies
last
and
one,
gentlemen,
you
your
could get
winner
more.
of round 13 by TKO victory. 4 points being awarded to the Atlanta Attacks, Amin Mitchell.
I mean
The
business.
score, Atlanta 17, Nashville
Good move
3.
by him. He adjusted between the two fights. It's one of the best adjustments we've seen.
Yeah, he came in with a lot of power, and that overhand right was a big weapon.
Money Man, Money Powell, and Von Baxter up next.
Round 14 will be at light heavyweight from Atlanta, Money Powell. He'll meet Shamar Ravon Baxter.
It has been all money for Atlanta in the middle rounds of this contest. But regardless of what's going on for the team, you're in there for yourself as well.
Absolutely.
Make a statement.
And Shamar Ravon Baxter is a solid fighter. You know, he's 1-5 in team boxing league action, but he's got a good left hook, and he's a pretty good combination puncher. So he's hoping he can make something happen against Money Powell, who is also a veteran of the team boxing league, who also, by the way, has an excellent left hook and is also a very good body puncher. And we're seeing some of that in evidence here.
Yeah, that was one of the best body shot investments by Mitchell we've seen on the circuit so far this year.
In both rounds. And we're going to see a lot of that in this match from both men, and we already have. And there's Money Powell, who was ranked #1 as an amateur at one time in the USA. But boy, I mentioned there's Baxter doing some work downstairs, I should say. And Money Powell has returned to work as well.
Yeah, this is setting up stylistically favorable for people who love the action, because they're not studying too long to get in. What's open, go for it.
And there's a nice jab by Money Powell as he tries to use that as an effective weapon. But boy, both men are throwing some bombs in there.
Schooled and skilled.
This really looked like one of the matches that was going to be fascinating, and it has been. Very active. And again, there's that left hook working overtime. And man, Money Powell can throw those combinations on the inside, and he's got him in trouble.
And these are more vindictive as he's going after him, and big power. And a knockdown. Boy, Atlanta is on a power surge. And that combination got better in the middle of it.
And you know, Baxter had done some very good work in that round. It wasn't as if it was all one-sided to that point, but then the power of Powell took over.
About the 5th punch when he got maximum leverage and then got even more on these shots. So money, 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 money.
I thought you were going to jump into a song from Cabaret there. I would have been very impressed. I thought I was the performer here. Very impressive round by Money Powell.
If your nickname is going to be Money,
yeah,
you live up to it.
And you deserve a Broadway song. Well, here's the flurry right in real time, so you can see the hand speed and the impact of those punches. And Baxter, who had done some pretty good work in that round, at this turned things around completely and scored a knockdown, an added point for the Atlanta attack. And boy, Money Powell just did a great job in this matchup and gets his 8th win in Team Boxing League.
Credit him
Ladies
for
and
knowing
gentlemen, the winner of
his opponent was hurt.
round 14 by unanimous decision. 2 points awarded to Atlanta's Money Powell. Your score, Atlanta 19, Nashville 3.
Dominic Smith and D'Angelo Leachman will be up next in round 15.
Our next round is brought to you by Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and self-discovery. At cruiserweight, Atlanta, Dominic Smith. Nashville, D'Angelo Leachman.
This has been a bellwether middle round segment for the Atlanta attack. This was 6-3 at one point.
Yeah, they just exploded here, and now Dominic Smith hopes to continue that over D'Angelo Leachman in this fight.
Closer look at D'Angelo Leachman, 11-0 with 10 knockouts as a pro. Elite Open. Very good performances all the way throughout his career. Golden Glove state champion.
Very solid fighter. And he thinks this weight class really suits him as a cruiserweight more than being up at heavyweight.
You get a lot more flexibility. You come down, you're not going to fight somebody 30 pounds heavier. See the logic.
Dominic Smith, who would like to continue the dominance of the attack.
And remember, regardless of what this score is, this is your chance to perform. Talked about it all week. You went to camp, you won a spot. You're being evaluated individually, no matter what the score is. And you're trying to build something, both for social media and to be noticed. You never know who's watching.
Yeah, very, very good point, Dave. It really is true. Right hand, Leachman going downstairs and trying to pierce the defense of Dominic Smith.
And Smith is inviting him to come close to try and throw a big shot. Here's another point you were talking about earlier, the switching, and if it's advisable in a short fight.
Yeah, and Smith abandoned it very quickly. So far, Leachman has been more active in this round. There's no question about that. Whether the judges will deem it all effective is another question, but certainly Dominic Smith has, kind of let him dictate things. And the jab has been effective as well.
Leachman's been willing to play small ball, get the jabs in, and Smith is looking to load up for a big one. That's at least how it looks to us. We'll see if the judges agree with that and if Nashville can get on the board.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 15 by unanimous decision from the Nashville Smash, D'Angelo Leachman.
And well deserved. He hustled to get it.
Yep.
And Nashville has its second win. Nashville's 2 wins are the 1-0 variety. Atlanta's been all power. Good performance by Leachman.
Yeah, very, very effective.
Here's a guy that you've been talking about today, Al, Devin Young for
our final
Atlanta.
middle round at heavyweight for Atlanta, Devin Young. For Nashville, Stephon Moss.
All right, Young, the most valuable fighter in TBL in season 2. And also participated in the WBC heavyweight tournament in Riyadh, winning 2 bouts there.
He's a very, very effective fighter and has some power.
Looping right by Young, just missed, and so good work on the inside by Moss.
Stephen Moss with kickboxing and MMA experience. He's in his second season in Team Boxing League action. And he's working on the inside against Young.
You get those transitions coming from other sports, and we've seen some come right out of the mark and make an impact, and some experience the struggle of trying to move over.
You know, Young came into this match certainly the favorite against Moss, and he's done some good work, but Moss has acquitted himself pretty well early in this match.
Young may have an opportunity here. He's got Moss cornered, trying to work on the body, and then goes up to the head.
Young becoming a lefty himself now, and then he goes back to righty pretty quickly. Actually got caught in the switch, which is another point about all this.
And also the idea of your opponent goes lefty, you go lefty to negate that with him.
Yeah, it's just something people do from time to time.
Try to jam it all inside 3 minutes. And that's the tough part about it. Of course, we're seeing it here with the fighters' emotion, instinct. I think they see something moving a different way, so you do that.
Stephen Moss, you know, Young has done some very good work, but Stephen Moss, that mauling style on the inside, has had his moments. Good left hook by Young, though, and yet another. He is a more precise puncher than Moss, and he hurt him.
He's drilling him here. These are the precise punches. The last 5 have been the type that hurt your opponent. And at the very least, that should go and give him the decision if there was any question about that.
Well, toward the end of that last round, after what was a fairly close round, Devon Young really came alive and was feeling it and landing a big uppercut and showing some theatrics as well as he put Stephen Moss against the ropes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 16 by unanimous decision from Atlanta, Devon Young. That'll end our middle rounds. The money rounds are on the way.
What got into the Atlanta attack? That is one of the best segments we have ever seen from this team. A string of KOs and TKOs. Back for the money rounds in just a moment.
I didn't see anything but them. Was I in your way much, or was I moving? I felt like I was moving. Like, hold on.
All right, it's all Atlanta all the time right now. A terrific middle rounds performance by the Atlanta Attack. They may circle that now of 20-4 when it had been 6-2. Dave Bontempo and Al Bernstein with you. I'm glad you're with us. And regardless of what that score is, these teams are building. But what a middle segment for Atlanta.
You know, in a match that we honestly thought was going to be pretty nip and tuck heading into the final portion, into the money round, it just exploded in the middle rounds, and it was Atlanta showing their power, and that was the key that changed everything in this.
Yeah, we were talking about we want to see that power for a turnaround. It's been deciding so many other fights this weekend and last weekend, and boy, did they put that on display.
Yeah, well, there was so much power displayed all through that second portion of the fights, and I think it kind of built as those fights went on, because everybody was getting into the act and everybody was doing well, and we'll take a look at it.
Now, Ariel Davis really did the one that got everybody up. In round 11, there she is, all business, and say hello. That was the big punch. That's the punch of the night so far. That would lead to that. And we would have a 4-point win as the experience of Davis just taking care of business. And that started to blow the doors open. And then in round 13, we had another one.
Yeah, boy, this was a big one for Mitchell. He kept going after Harold Jackson, and Eamon Mitchell refused to quit and stop this fight by getting several knockdowns against Jackson. The body work, the overall expertise of Eamon Mitchell, very, very special in that match.
It really was. So that was a great performance by the Atlanta Attack, and then they'll go into the money rounds. And in the money rounds, now we've got a change in schedule. I love your selection for round to watch here.
You know, we know the team competition is a bit one-sided here, but in the first round, we saw Jasir Riley, who is a very, very good fighter, and taking on Javon Davis, who is also a terrific fighter, and we're going to see which one of those guys can get the victory. I think whatever the team score, that one's going to be a good one.
Yes, and it doesn't matter at all to these fighters as they adjust and take it back. So the money rounds are upon us. Let's go inside and get it started.
Ladies and gentlemen, from center stage here in Atlanta, Georgia, welcome to the money rounds. Round 17 is brought to you by the TBL Team Boxing League app. Stream every moment of TBL Season 4 live on the Team Boxing League app. Available on Apple TV 4K, Roku, and Amazon Fire TV, as well as iPhone and Android devices. Don't miss a second of TBL Team Boxing League action. Round 17 at welterweight for Atlanta. Javon Davis for Nashville. Jasir Riley.
All right, so both coming off victories tonight as Riley got Nashville on the board way back in round 4. Tight win over Morgan Griggy, and Davis with a victory in the middle rounds during that Atlanta surge.
Yeah, Davis's win against Keel Walden, a close fight as well. And so both these men were in tough fights in their first ones. And, you know, Riley, the vaunted amateur with all the great amateur experience, but there's Javon Davis in his story. He was, when he turned pro back in 2018, that took him to what is now an undefeated regular professional career, and he's done well in the TBL also.
Done well outside of boxing and inspiring others. So many unique pathways toward the center stage in the Team Boxing League. I think one of the most refreshing things is the roads that people travel to get here.
And a lot of opportunities here because they're, you know, many roster spots on a number of teams, so you have an opportunity to get here. And we mentioned the combine, where first of its kind, where people got to, you know, compete to see if they could make these rosters.
So for a lot of fighters, it becomes a full-time. It changes it into a full-time situation. As you get a chance, no matter what your background is, you say, I'm going to give this some type of effort, whether I was somebody boxed in my garage or somebody who got a Midwest championship. You always want to see if you can get to that next level. And we see enough back and forth, so you can't say, oh, it's only one thing. There's no one pathway to success.
And here we have these two seasoned boxers, because Riley, you know, great amateur career, and Davis, already 9 professional fights and many fights in the team boxing league, and they're battling on even terms here.
This has been the good matchup that we expected.
And a little more cautious for Davis in this fight. You know, he hasn't attacking with quite as much abandon as he did in the first match this evening, where he also faced an amateur champion that was undefeated.
There's a good looping right hand by Davis as he tries to land a tiebreaker in this close fight.
Yeah, and he is winging those right hands.
Came from the south of Georgia. It almost got there. All right, so good even fight.
It was, and the right hand that we talked about from Javon Davis was an important one. And Riley, who, as we said, is, you know, he's undefeated as a pro, 4 wins, all first-round knockouts. He's not used to having to go through a first round.
Had to do it twice tonight.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision from Nashville, Jasir Riley.
All right, so he went to the end twice and got rewarded twice. Walden and Griggy will be next.
Our next round is brought to you by Climax Moonshine, fire number 32, known to bring the heat. Also at welterweight for Atlanta, Morgan Griggy. For Nashville, Kyle Waldron.
Here we go.
Well, Waldron lost that close decision in the opening rounds, the launch rounds, and now he's hoping to turn that around here against Griggy, who, you know, is wanting to get this done.
The dueling lefties, there's a leaping right hook that gets in. So when two lefties fight, did they throw out all the traditional stuff?
Yeah.
So it's negating.
It really does. I think it does, because they're you know, it's the same viewpoint that they're having. They're not used to facing other lefties, which is also, we've had, you and I have covered hundreds, thousands of matches where we've talked to lefties that kind of say that, you know, that it's different. We don't see it all the time. Wow, good straight left hand.
Oh, opportunity knocks right here for Griggy.
Yeah, Griggy landed some really good shots there. He lost that decision to Riley in the first launch rounds, and he wants to change that.
Just getting started. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Miami and Dallas. Looking forward to that one. Boston and Phoenix on Sunday. And all on the Eastern time zone. It agrees with me a lot this time.
You're used to that. We're going to have a lot of fun this weekend.
Yeah, we are.
And the action tonight has been very good with a lot of explosiveness.
Right, this is not like lopsided for 2 hours. This is even, and then boom in the middle. Obliteration.
Yeah, a couple of those matches, people just exploded. And here Walden with the great impeccable amateur background, and Griggy, who is, very good as a pro with 9 wins in his first outing on team boxing. These are 2 evenly matched fighters. Walden working hard on the inside and getting that uppercut in. After a good beginning for Griggy, Walden has come back a little bit in this round.
And just missing over the top with the left hand there was Griggy.
And Waldron with that excellent right hook.
He started to find himself here.
Yeah, this is a round in 2 halves. First half very much controlled by Griggy, and now Waldron in the second part.
It's like all of a sudden you find something, whether it's the footwork or whether the distance. And they hear the warning and they try to make their base case for the judges. This was really good.
And the kind of awkward action on the inside, but the straight left, this was early in the round, was very effective in that spot. But Walden came back against Griggy in the second part of the round, and he did his effective work as well. And Griggy was still there with that straight left, as was Walden.
So when did Walden make his move? In time
Ladies
or no?
and gentlemen, the winner of round 18 via split decision from Nashville, Kyle Walden.
He did move in time. Gets the split. 2 in a row for Nashville. Leatherwood and Barajas will be next. And we're going to have a lot of competition for knockouts of the year. What we're seeing so far. A couple more examples tonight.
Yeah, power surges already in week 2.
Round 19 at super middleweight for Atlanta, Keandre Leatherwood. Nashville has won Barajas.
They met earlier in round 7, and victory for Leatherwood.
Yeah, Leatherwood was busier in that fight. The lack of volume for Barajas was a problem, and Barajas now pumping the jab, hoping to change the dynamic from that first fight.
You've had a little bit of time to study, evaluate, go back. Leatherwood is trying to slip his jab with more speed inside the jab of Barajas.
Yeah, Keandre Leatherwood is a quick puncher. We saw a lot of sneaky right hands when they were on the inside in the first fight. And he's been mostly at range in this one against Barajas. And he was kind of effective on the inside in that first round that he fought against him. So we might see that again in the last 2 minutes of this round.
Money rounds action. First of 3. Back-to-back nights coming your way. And by the end of the weekend, you'll have seen every team
Everybody can make their determinations then at least, though things change obviously during the season, they'll have a better idea of what these teams offer. Barajas landing a nice little right hand a moment ago. I think it's safe to say this has been a better round for Barajas than the first time he battled Leatherwood this evening.
Good example of it right there. That was a school jab, stiff, and then he went right back to action.
And, you know, Leatherwood's record in team boxing league very impressive. 24-9, or excuse me, 15-10, which is a good record for sure.
That's what I like about the circuit too. You go 15-10 in traditional boxing.
That's right.
You're washed up. There's no way you're an opponent.
You're 100% correct. We saw Isaiah Elrod, who we're going to see again, who's 8-8 in team boxing, and we saw how excellent he was in his last fight. So it's true.
And with the team concept, there were times last year, fighter was 0-5, came out, and he got 2 wins for his team that night, and they won by 1 point on the strength of his wins. Now, maybe he's a 2-5 fighter, but that night he was a hero.
Absolutely. And in this round, you know, Nashville trying to do something to get out of this hole. Barajas has had a pretty good round. I don't know if it's enough to win this, but he's certainly done better. Now you see him being very active here at the end of this round.
All right, so can Nashville make it 3 in a row?
That would be a headline tonight.
Headline tonight is right, and something to build on for them.
Absolutely. And now there's the right hand by Leatherwood. Some good work on the inside, and he did that for sure. And while we pointed out Barajas had a better round, doesn't necessarily mean it was good enough to win this round, but Leatherwood did a lot of good work too.
The winner of round 19 by unanimous decision from Atlanta, Keandre Leatherwood.
And that's a good point by you, because he did do a lot better.
Yeah.
If you're judging just based on the last round, you say, no, he did real well. But within the context, not enough.
Not judged on a curve.
Now, this was a good one the first time.
Yes.
Leachman and Dominique Smith.
If you're watching these athletes give everything in the ring, ask yourself, how can you supplement like them? Balance of Nature is offering 35% off tonight only with code TEAM at balanceofnature.com. Round 20 at cruiserweight, Atlanta, Dominique Smith. Nashville, D'Angelo Leachman.
What I love about a 24-fight card, too, is you can look at a certain fight and say, hey, regardless, I want to see a rematch. You got that.
And you do often in the same night.
Leachman won that first matchup. Broke a long string.
Yeah, that had been a terrible series for the Nashville Smash, and he turned things around a little bit, and since then they built a little momentum. He did very well to the body the last time. These two men were engaged earlier this evening, and you know, he's trying to do that again, but here's Smith pushing him against the ropes, trying to be aggressive.
Looping right hands coming in from Leachman. The subtlety, too, is the stamina factor, the fatigue. The second time guys fight sometimes shows up.
Absolutely, and it was a good battle in the first round that they fought against each other. You know, Leachman, that was his 4th win in the team boxing league that he got tonight, and he's only got 1 loss, so he's looking to make it not 4-1 but 5-1 in his team boxing league career. And he's working on the inside.
And you do elevate the people around you if you can get 2 points. And we did something. We showed up.
Leachman has been more active, and it was part of the reason why I think he got the nod the last time they were in the ring earlier this evening. And you see that combination punch. Not everything's getting through. There's a pretty good defense there by Dominique, but not, you know, it's not enough to stop everything, and it's a lot of offense being shown.
Yeah, so a tiebreaker, if all else is even, the perception of aggression is going to help. Good clubbing right hand by Leachman. See if he jumps. See if he jumps back. He'll get that knockdown. Yep. Good. Nashville gets on the power board here. It's one of those close ones that goes their way with the guy touching the canvas.
Exactly. You saw that earlier. It went against them. And now he's looking for a 4-point swing here.
He tried to build on that, and it really pumped him up a lot.
Yeah, Leachman with the knockdown, a rarity tonight for Nashville, and it was very impressive.
The knee touched, the point went up. It's been a good money rounds for Nashville.
Yeah, they've had some good work. Riley and Waldron, we knew they were potentially really good, and they came back and got 2 wins.
This could be a double for
Ladies and gentlemen,
Leachman.
the winner of round 20 by unanimous decision. A 2-point round goes to Nashville D'Angelo Leachman.
Leachman doubles his pleasure. 2 wins, and one of them is a double. He'll be a candidate for 3rd star of the night. So it's been quite a run by the Atlanta Attack, but the Nashville Smash saying, we're here too. We'll be right back. All right, halfway through the money rounds as the Nashville Smash being heard in this last run. Atlanta pulling away with the team victory by what they did in the middle rounds, but always curiosity here.
At-line heavyweight for Atlanta, Money Powell. For Nashville, Shamar Ravona Baxter.
Powell and Baxter. We saw some explosiveness from Money Powell.
We did, scoring a knockdown against this very opponent earlier in the evening.
I think this is a unique idea with the adjustment. Now, you're the guy that got dropped. Okay,
yeah,
now what is it like for you going in there? What's the mindset now?
And a reminder, Baxter was having a very good round to a point, or at least a very competitive one with Powell until that knockdown occurred, and then he was able to finish the round. And there's Powell again going with the right hand.
Talk about all the unique personalities and ways to get here. And there is Money Powell. National championships Member of Team USA at the World Championships. Won a couple of battles in that.
Yeah, impeccable amateur credentials, and he's been a good pro as well at 13-3 with 8 knockouts in boxing beyond the team boxing league, and he's got 8 wins in team boxing, including one tonight. Very solid fighter overall.
And the confidence level building when you score a knockdown. I think I'll do it again.
5, 6, 7, 8.
It's like a heat-seeking missile coming in here in this sequence right there. Slowly breaking him down and then unleashing.
And a lot of time left in this round for Paul. Oh my. They might be quick on the trigger too because of the early knockdown in the first fight and this one.
And now with nothing coming back at him.
That's probably not a knockdown, but
that
still.
one was slip. But still have a short leash for the Nashville fighter, because Money Powell is, but we saw it in the middle of the combination. The intensity upgraded right in the middle of it, and he got more of his hips into it, and he's throwing for home runs all the time now. He senses that.
Baxter fighting back, and he is very, very game. You know, he's coming back already. This is the first time he's faced Powell tonight, or in his career, and you know, in spots it's been very competitive, but then the power is turned on.
Yeah, and the thing is here, you can't get away. Now this is referee intervention. They could and should stop this.
I couldn't agree more, and there it is.
So that's 4 more points for Atlanta. And here's the thing, I'm just saying, could not, because he was hurt, could not move side to side to get out of the way, and then he was set up for the big shots.
Yeah, very appropriate stoppage, and we'll see how it happened. The right hand of Powell was just a huge weapon. That knockdown, and then later on, it wasn't just the right hand. You see the uppercut and everything, but here's where big problems, and that was it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by TKO of round 21, 4 points goes to the Atlanta Attacks, Money Powell.
So Power again rewarded in the league, and the knockouts is really where you make the difference over last year. 4 points, to put it in perspective, to equal what just happened there, your Nashville, you've got to win 4 decisions.
Yeah, or get a knockdown in a couple of fights and change things. Yeah, it's a lot to be done if you lose 4 points.
So if you're the Atlanta Attack, this is the event you want to show in replays all season long. Setting up some great memories for them, and a lot of building for the team.
Now, a small silver lining here is Isaiah Elrod, who's coming.
Our next round is brought to you by Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and self-discovery. Round 22 at middleweight for Atlanta, Edwin Romero. For Nashville, Isaiah Elrod.
Yeah, the sliver of optimism here is that Elrod beat Romero in the first round and looked exceptionally good at doing it.
Yeah, he's been one of the bright lights tonight for Nashville.
Well, ironically, Nashville's had a couple of fighters that won twice. Riley won twice and Leachman won twice, but they haven't gotten enough from the rest of the cast. And Elrod with his other win as well. Elrod is just a very solid fighter. You know, he's a good background, which we talked about as an amateur, Golden Gloves champion, and as a professional where he's undefeated outside of team boxing. And you see that come into play against the very inexperienced Edwin Romero.
One thing you love with these sharp fighters, and it's subtle, is they know, okay, that's all I'm going to get here. I'm going to push him off and go launch again. They know exactly they've reached the limit, that there's something to be gained and something not to be gained. That's
a really good point. Isaiah Elrod is a set and reset fighter who knows how to do that exceptionally well.
There you go, perfectly back in squared stance so he can set up again.
And for Romero making his debut, he only had one amateur fight, and he's making his pro debut period here tonight. So it's a lot to ask of him.
It's a tough sport. And here is Elrod sensing he can take this to another level for himself and his team.
And some of the Nashville teammates hoping to get a win, and they're looking on, hoping that they can notch another score point here. And Elrod might be looking to stop the show here.
Good moves on the inside. And that's another good reason to keep making your case. And a prosecuting attorney, the judge may say, okay, you won.
You made enough points to get the job done, legal or otherwise. And in this case, punching points.
Relentless pressure, and we're seeing it tonight. Don't always see it. It depends on what state you're in.
Right.
You know, whether they're going to make a classic determination there. And then, you know, the pressure was being put on. The referee said, I'm in the zone. I'm going to say it's a stoppage.
And Romero had done not much offensively.
I think there's a pointer for a lot of the fighters in the league of, you know, given that extra effort in the corners especially, you might get a call. It's 4 big ones for Nashville.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 22 by TKO victory. 4 points goes to the Nashville Smashes, Isaiah Elrod.
The barrage of punches from Elrod in real time shows you how many punches the referee was looking at that he was throwing. And while not everything is landing, nothing is coming back from Romero. And remember, he had taken big punches prior to this. So while everything wasn't getting there, I think the referee said, I've got to step in.
And you're not launching back. You have a problem defending yourself. And he's also, you know, getting crowded with no clue. I think that was a good stoppage.
I agree.
Round of 23 at heavyweight for Atlanta, Samuel Clarkson. For Nashville, Stefan Moss.
All right, the big boppers in there.
Stefan Moss, who certainly is, you know, the underdog in this matchup, but a little bit, had himself some really good moments in their fight. Well, he's in against Clarkson this time, but in his first fight, he came to fight.
And gets another opportunity here. Against the guy who's cutting off the ring on him pretty effectively. It's interesting when you watch and you know you're going to fight twice, and you see your opponent fight once too, even if it's not the same. You're going to fight somebody else, but you see him.
Yeah, and so you're looking at him, and how can I change things? Because 2 lefties here. Rarely do you see 2 heavyweights who are lefties. That is a very rare occurrence.
That's one interesting thing. And another one is, you watch Clarkson. How's he cutting off the ring? When does he make his move? When he comes toward you? You might get a sense of timing.
And Clarkson had such an effective outing in the first, in the launch rounds. You know, and he's showing us flashes of that right now.
He's pressing the pace and making his case.
Oh my! And then there goes the mouthpiece. That was a break for Clarkson.
You don't see that come out too often.
I mean, a break for Stephen Moss.
Here comes Clarkson back, unable to summon some stamina to do more.
Yeah, Clarkson is really raking him over the coals to both the body and head, as he did in, and he is very effective as he was in his first fight tonight.
And Moss is gassed. He's trying to hold on, and it's in a tough place. Take a look at the teammates on both sides. Your Nashville hasn't gone your way. You're happy with what you saw Elrod do. You're happy with how your team is performing in the money rounds. But Atlanta's middle rounds explosion settled this issue from a team standpoint.
Yeah, and Clarkson with a superb performance in that fight. Samuel Clarkson looking to go 2-0 tonight, and that was the moment where he may have punctuated him doing that when he knocked the mouthpiece out of Stephen Moss's mouth.
Good hustling effort by a heavy-handed puncher.
Very active for a heavyweight.
Left it all out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 23 by unanimous decision from Atlanta, Samuel Clarkson.
All right, so he completes a very good night.
And stops the momentum, that brief momentum that Isaiah Elrod had built for Nashville.
That's a very important point when your last fighter's been stopped. You have to answer.
Yeah, and this money rounds has been better for Nashville.
Our final money round will be in the heavyweight division for Atlanta, Devon Young. For Nashville, Terrell Jamal Woods.
The final one of the 24. Reminder, Miami and Dallas tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Boston and Phoenix Sunday night. You know that all those fighters are watching this and saying, what happened to this Atlanta attack team? We thought they were good, but come on.
They were making a statement early here. And Devon Young goes into this fight as kind of a favorite against Woods, the journeyman heavyweight who has had many, many pro fights and has not yet won in the team boxing league. And Young, an MVP performer in team boxing.
A lot going on here. I want to take a moment to shout out to all the people who have been chiming in on YouTube video. That chat room has been buzzing
That's one of the things I love about team boxing. When I watch it, I see all those great comments, and you know, as I've been a fan for several years, I enjoy that. It's fun to see the reaction of folks and what they think of what's going on. And I can tell you, I've had a ball here this evening.
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, all of this, and you know, you're saying something from something, you get instant feedback. Other people remark on what you're saying, and you've got your own little room going. We've got our room going here. They've got their event. It's all tying together well. Team Boxing League. Dave Bontempo and my buddy Al Bernstein. So happy to see this new format. The evolution of boxing. We've seen so many different things through the years together. Yeah. And this is a real satisfying
Absolutely. One. And tonight's been you know, the poster kid for what the intriguing things that happen in team boxing. A dominant performance by Atlanta, and then in these money rounds, although in this fight it's certainly going the way of Atlanta, but in the money rounds, you know, Nashville came back and made some statements as well. So a lot of ebb and flow to tonight. And Devon Young has done most of the impressive offensive work in this round. And he looks like he's going to add to the already impressive total for Atlanta.
Combination of hustle and muscle for Atlanta tonight. Their fighters have been stoked.
Yeah, some superb performances by a number of them.
Opening night is a great night to make a statement like that. Look out for us.
And Atlanta has done that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 24 by split decision from Atlanta, Devon Young.
All right, so Atlanta puts the final touches on an excellent 27-12 victory. The Attack have made quite a statement on opening night TBL. 27-12. The Atlanta Attack says we're going right back on the warpath this year. We'll have interviews. We'll have a chance to wrap it up. Stay with us.
cameras. One. All right, that's one. Oh, gotcha. All right. Okay, this is our star of the night.
Team Boxing League is brought to you by Balance of Nature. In boxing, consistency beats intensity. Balance of Nature supplements help you stay consistent with ingredients of whole foods you can easily slot into your daily routine. Go to balanceofnature.com, use code TEAM, and start today. Dave Bontempo and Al Bernstein with you. We have seen the Atlanta Attack, and Al, wow.
They were amazing and keyed by one specific fighter who rose even above the others.
And that was Amin Mitchell, who really had a terrific performance tonight for the team. Star of the night for Atlanta in a night of many stars. Take a look at what he did.
He was extraordinary twice tonight, delivering great performances against Harold Jackson. And I mean, he was just brilliant with his body work and coming upstairs against Jackson, who's a good fighter. And while he did well the first time, boy, the second time he faced Jackson, he was just lights out and ultimately would show one of the many power bursts by Atlanta tonight as they scored so many knockdowns and a number of stoppages.
He could be the winner, most improved fighter, and the star of the night, all in one night. What a package.
Ladies and
for
gentlemen, your
Amin
final
Mitchell.
score of this matchup. The Atlanta Attack 27, the Nashville Smash 12. As we now take a look at our 3 stars of the night. Your 3rd star of the night from the Nashville Smash, D'Angelo Leachman. Our 2nd star of the night from the Atlanta Attack, Money Powell. And your Balance of Nature 1st star of the night from the Atlanta Attack, Amin Mitchell. And our round of the night, round number 9, between Atlanta's Kaylia Knight and Nashville's Brooke Evans. All right, I am with Fred Dulay of the Nashville Smash. Coach Dulay, I know it didn't go the way that you had planned. However, in the money rounds, you guys were successful, winning half 4 of those money rounds. How much does that give you confidence-wise as you head into your next matchup on April 17th in your home area?
You know, it's important that we come out and do the jobs that we need to do, especially in the money round, especially when it starts off like the way the launch in the middle round started. To come out there and to finish strong I was very thankful for that. But my hat goes off to Atlanta. They came out and did a good job tonight. We didn't quit, and that's the main thing. We didn't quit. I know we're going to go back to the drawing board. We're going to be ready to go April 17th. For sure, we're going to be ready to go when we come back to Nashville.
Looking forward to your matchup on April 17th, Coach. We'll see you during week 4 now. We are with Coach Sam Arnold, and you got to love the respect between the two. Coach, my goodness, talk about a power surge here tonight when it comes to Ariel Davis, Amin Mitchell, Money Powell, stoppages in abundance in front of the hometown fans. How good did this one feel?
It feels good because last year we got a late start on the season, but I know what we had, so I went back and I kind of loaded up and I filled the areas that I needed to fill. So I think we're an awesome team, and I think we're going to make a long way this year.
Coach, we look forward to seeing you in your Week 4 matchup, April 19th against Miami. I'm sure you're going to be watching their matchup tomorrow against Dallas.
Yes, sir, for sure. We definitely going to be scouting. Hey, I want to thank all the fans for coming out, showing us love. Make sure y'all come back on April the 18th or 19th, whenever it is. Everybody give it up for the Atlanta Attack.
All right, I'm going to quickly grab Amin Mitchell, the Balance of Nature 1st star of the night. Amin Mitchell, a round 13 stoppage, and you did it in such style. Break us down that incredible stoppage victory.
Just making the adjustments, man. From the first round, I knew I had, I had my way with him, but came back for the second round, made my adjustments, and got him out of there with something up the middle. That's what I was missing from the first round. And that's just what it really was all about, just making those adjustments and, you know what I mean, getting them out of there. But shout out to him, though, you know what I mean? Thank you for him taking the test. You know, he a warrior as well, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Nashville as well. I like that team. I love that team. I got a lot of love for that team, so.
Amin, we'll see you in week 4 on April 19th when you guys take on Miami. Amin Mitchell, your Balance of Nature first star of the night. Guys, back to you.
All right, so the dream tonight, and a great performance by Atlanta, and classiness by Fred DeLay as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Fred DeLay, of course, a very good coach in this league. And you know what? There are things for Nashville to build on from this tonight, and of course for Atlanta, they are ecstatic because it wasn't just that they got a lot of knockouts and power from several fighters. It was a very consistent effort by a whole group of fighters.
Yeah, the depth of that team is something that we're going to look forward to. So we're just getting started for the weekend. Tomorrow, TBL Team Boxing heads to South Florida as Victor Abreu of the Miami Assassins takes on Cowboy Embala Asandario and the Dallas Enforcers. Dallas looking to rebound for a disappointing end of their season last year. All the action starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, right here on Team Boxing League. We're so happy that you joined us here tonight. For Al Bernstein, for Larry Myers, everybody in the crew who did such a great job tonight. We had a wonderful night. This is Dave Bontempo saying so long for tonight. We'll see